What if I told you there was a Disney vacation where nobody is racing to rope drop,
Where your biggest decision is either lazy river, beach, or shaved ice.
where Mickey is wearing an aloha shirt instead of marching down Main Street?
Today, we're headed to Hawaii to answer one question.
Is Disney's Aulani Resort worth flying nearly 5,000 miles for? Welcome back to One Slice at a Time, the podcast where we talk travel one slice at a time. I'm Brian Joy, a travel agent with expertise in large group trips.
And I'm Stephanie Pakosta, a travel advisor specializing in big multi-generational family vacations where grandparents, parents, and kids all come home saying that it was the best trip they've ever taken.
Oh, that's always the goal, right? So,
Right.
Steph, one thing I've noticed over the years is that when people think Disney vacation, they immediately picture Florida or California. Hawaii almost doesn't even register.
Exactly. And that's funny because Aulani might be the most relaxing Disney destination they've ever built. There's no rides, there's no lightning lanes, there's no fireworks schedule to memorize.
That's right. Maybe a little competition for chairs in the morning, but it's Disney slowing down, which honestly is maybe exactly what a lot of families need.
Yes. Last week, we talked about the celebrity reflection and a little short cruise that you and Maggie took as a weekend getaway, where you did a mid year board meeting
Yes.
at the coffee bar. And so we
Yeah,
discussed sometimes you don't need a 2 week vacation to recharge. Sometimes a long weekend with ocean views, good food, and zero responsibilities is enough.
well, speaking of all those things, good food, good views, and zero responsibilities, we're going to stay on
Right.
that theme this week, but no board meeting here. We're trading the Caribbean for the Pacific. Today, we're talking about Disney's Aulani Resort on Oahu.
Now, Pizza Pals, let me ask you something. When you think Hawaii, what comes to mind first? Volcanoes, surfing, Pearl Harbor? Maybe those incredible sunsets.
Or like, hula.
Yeah. Well,
Mickey
yeah, of
Mouse.
course.
Are you thinking
Right.
Mickey Mouse? Because after today, I think you will be. Let's start with the geography, because I think this
Yes.
surprises a lot of people. Aulani isn't in Waikiki. It's actually on the west side of Oahu in a beautiful planned resort community called Ko Olina. Ko Olina is quieter than Honolulu. It's designed around 4 man-made lagoons with protected beaches, walking paths, luxury resorts, golf courses, and some beautiful sunsets.
Those lagoons are one of my favorite parts because, unlike many Hawaiian beaches that can have rough surf, these lagoons are protected by rock barriers. The water stays calm, making them fantastic for younger children or anyone who simply wants to float peacefully in the ocean. Me.
Yeah. Getting there is pretty easy. You fly into Honolulu International Airport,
Mhm.
HNL. From there, it's about 30 minutes by car, unless you hit
Okay,
traffic. So
sure.
understand that there is traffic in Hawaii. Now, here's where people spend money sometimes that they don't need to, though.
Okay,
Disney offers airport transfers that are roughly around $25 a person each way.
okay.
And
Not
that's
bad.
a pretty good value if you're planning to stay at the resort most of the time.
Oh, for sure. I mean, a lot of people just assume I'm going to Hawaii. I need to get a rental car. Maybe, but maybe not. Parking at Alani is around $45 a night, and many guests hardly leave once they arrive.
Yeah, and here's a good strategy. Skip the rental car for your whole stay. And if you
Sure.
want to explore the North Shore or Pearl Harbor or the Dole Plantation for one day, there's actually an enterprise rental office right on Alani's property.
Yes.
So you can spend, say, like $100 and rent a car for the
Right.
whole day, do those things, and be done, versus and then return it at the end versus having one for the entire week and spending that, money on the parking and everything else.
So, speaking of not leaving the resort, the beach is phenomenal. The lagoons are clean, calm, and perfect for paddleboarding, swimming, or simply floating all afternoon.
Yeah, and you can rent beach equipment right at the resort. There is a fee, but you can get boogie boards,
Okay.
paddle boards, snorkel gear, beach toys, cabanas, all the kind of thing. and you don't really have to pack much beside your food.
So, Pizza Pals, well, what kind of beach vacation do you like to take? Are you the person reading a book under the umbrella? Or are you the first one grabbing a paddleboard and heading out into the water? I think I'm somewhere in the middle. Like, I want to do my fair share of water sports and mostly snorkeling, but then in the afternoon, I'm going to be on the beach with a book and a drink.
Right. Yeah. See, I might skip all the active stuff though and just do the beach book and drink. Let's talk food though, because Aulani has
Please.
more options than people think. Yeah, there are two signature restaurants. Makahiki is
Nice.
home to the famous Disney character breakfast featuring Mickey, Minnie, and friends dressed in their Hawaiian attire. They also serve dinner. Dining reservations can be made 45 days before arrival through the Aulani app or the website.
Then there's Ama Ama. This is their signature oceanfront restaurant, and this is the most romantic restaurant on property. Just imagine enjoying dinner with your person while you're watching the sunset. Oh, that would be incredible.
It is a pretty special place to go. That one in particular is a little spendy, so just know that. But if you're looking for something quicker, you've got Ulu Cafe with breakfast, sandwiches, pizza, poke, and grab and go options. Off the Hook serves burgers, drinks, appetizers, and poolside favorites. The Olelo Room has cocktails, small plates, and one of the coolest concepts anywhere. The bartenders actually teach you Hawaiian words while you're there, and they're printed on the
Nice.
walls. Near the pool area, there is like a snack section, and you get shaved ice, which is a must if you need something cold on a warm Hawaiian day.
Right. And my advice, guys, is going to book those table service meals that you're looking forward to as soon as your booking window opens, because just like character dining on property at Disney World and Disneyland, those character breakfasts especially can disappear very quickly.
Yes, Stephanie is absolutely right about that. So 45 days in advance, definitely be on top of that stuff. I want to offer another thing that people should know when they go to Aulani is that across the street from Aulani, you can walk there in like 10 minutes. There are a few other restaurants that are not affiliated with Aulani that are really good. Like Monkey Pod is one of
Okay.
them. And there's a couple others. There's like a little shopping complex there. There's an ABC store
Yeah.
there where you can get grab and go stuff and you can get stuff to
Yeah.
bring back to the room and the fridge and whatnot. So those options are there. Also, the Four Seasons is right next door and has a killer breakfast. So you can book those things also in advance through like Open Table or something like that. So
Right.
keep those in mind when you're going to Aulani because you may want to get off property for a meal or two.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit more about all the activities that Alani offers.
There's so many things that don't involve standing in line. So
Oh, I love it.
Rainbow Reef is probably the headline attraction. It's a private snorkeling, we could say lagoon, but it's kind of like a pool, to be honest. But
Okay.
so you swim around hundreds of tropical fish in crystal clear water. And even people who have never snorkeled before, this is an amazing thing to do.
Guys, that's where you're going to find me. But there's also all of these classes, ukulele lessons, animation classes, make your own Mickey ears, Ohana painting parties, t-shirt stamping, stargazing. I mean, there seems to always be something happening throughout the day. Many of the premium activities can be reserved in advance through that Alani app, with quite a few of them opening at that 45 days before arrival. So you'll book those activities at the same time that you're booking your dining.
Parents, don't overlook the spa. Halani is super proud of their outstanding spa. You can reserve massages, treatments, private outdoor hydrotherapy experience. I don't even know what that is. And if you're traveling with kids or
Let's go find out.
teens, yeah, book a trip just for that. If you are traveling with kids or teens, Painted Sky, that you book through the spa, is sort of like the Hawaii Aulani version of Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique.
Sure.
So for those younger kids, I think 12 is where it maxes out. So instead
Sure.
of princess makeovers, older kids and tweens can get Hawaiian inspired hairstyles, makeup, and styling before dinner or the luau. It's a unique
Yeah.
experience. You can definitely get it in like the Moana or the Ariel like theming. So very cool.
So speaking of the luau, that is held on select nights each week, and it is excellent. You get Hawaiian music, dancing, storytelling, dinner, and just enough Disney sprinkled in without taking away from Hawaiian culture. The reservations typically open 4 to 6 months ahead of time, and it will absolutely sell out.
So if that's on your list, make sure that's something you do early.
Okay, before we drift any further down the lazy river.
Stephanie and I want to remind you that we are travel advisors. Helping people plan incredible vacations isn't just something we talk about every week, it's what we do every single day.
That's right. So whether you're planning Hawaii, Europe, Disney, a cruise, a giant family reunion, we'd love to help you build a vacation that's perfect for you.
That's right. Even if it's a Disney fairy tale wedding to be held at Aulani, we can do that too. But now it's time for the crusty review. So, Steph, there's no pizza at Aulani. There,
This is
there
a
is
travesty.
actually, yeah, it is available that you can get it, but it's not the main attraction in Hawaii, at Aulani. So
Oh,
I'm going to kind of set it aside for the crusty review
all
today.
right.
Our last trip to Aulani happened to happen over my birthday. And we
Okay,
know that on Ryan's birthday, we're having pizza and we're going to
for
have
sure.
good pizza. So we chose to go to Brickfire Tavern, which is no kidding, 45 minutes away from Aulani, but it is delicious Neapolitan style
Mhm.
pizza. 8 out of 8. There's a picture of me that's, wearing like a blue Mickey shirt, and like that's how good the pizza is. I remember the exact picture that was taken in this place.
Definitely worth the drive. But let's get back to Aulani and talk about the pools because Hawaii already has a beautiful ocean. The pools are actually outstanding.
Yeah, you've got the lazy river, 2 water slides, splash zones, infinity edge hot tubs overlooking the ocean, multiple family pools, an adults only pool if you need a little peace and
Mm,
quiet. Honestly, you could spend several days without repeating the same experience.
nice. And one thing we really haven't touched on is the room configurations at Alani. This hotel is a Disney Vacation Club hotel. So, like Ryan kind of hinted to, they have kitchenettes. The larger villas have full kitchens, lots of room for the whole family to spread out. So, I think that's what people miss here. They do have some regular hotel type rooms with the 2 beds and the coffee maker, the normal things. But this being a DVC resort, they have the larger 2, 3 bedroom villas that have the extra room for everybody and the kitchen. Some of them have washer and dryers.
That's right. And you can do a big Safeway stop on your way in, or you can do
Mhm.
Instacart or whatever to get the food delivered, or you can go to that
Yeah.
ABC store. And ABC is not going to be perfect for like grocery shopping for the week, but if you needed
Right.
something kind of
A few
quick, or
things. Right.
yeah, or if you wanted to get, stuff that might require a kitchen but doesn't require, like a frozen pizza or something like that,
Right.
that kind of genre thing, you could get that at the ABC store. Okay. People also wonder like how Disney is Aulani. Is Disney
Okay. Yeah.
everywhere? Yeah, and the answer is sort of. It's not
Hmm.
really. It's more like an intentionally Hawaii first type of
Right.
place. The Disney touches are subtle. Characters are going to appear, so it becomes less subtle when they're there. But there are hidden Mickeys, there's music, storytelling, excellent cast members. Like that's all Disney stuff that you know. But the focus is really Hawaii first. So it's like a tribute to Hawaii, and then Disney comes second. So it's one of the reasons people who aren't even huge Disney fans still end up loving Aulani.
Right. You're not constantly being reminded you're at Disney. You're being reminded you're in Hawaii. And that Disney level of service is what just makes it run exceptionally well. One of the things that comes to mind is their kids program. So, their kids program has educational things for the kids to do. They're related to Hawaiian culture. And then once in a while, Stitch might pop in and say hi. But overall, your kids are learning about Hawaii and having fun.
Right. That's right. So a couple of quick tips before we wrap up. Chair saving, I kind of alluded to it. It is a thing. So if you have a specific
Unfortunately.
spot by the pool, yeah, and this happens at so many resorts, so it's not like a unique problem to
Everywhere, yeah.
Aulani. Yeah. But if you want a specific spot, you're gonna have to head out early to get the spot.
Mhm. That's for
Yeah.
sure. And it's kind of a damper on the vacation, but something to be prepared for. Any of the cruise ships or all-inclusives, a lot of, big resorts on the beach, this is exactly how it happens. Not that there's not enough room for everyone, but if, like Brian said, there's a single spot that you wanna be in, you better get out there and put your towel down or put something down that aren't too attached to.
Yeah.
pretty
That's
early
right.
in the morning before you go to breakfast. And here's another like more fun surprise. If you've recently visited Walt Disney World and already own a Magic Band Plus, it also works at Aulani. In fact, those Disney Magic Band Pluses will work all across the Disney parks and the Disney Cruise Line, and you can use it to unlock your room and make purchases around the resort without having to carry your wallet everywhere.
Pizza Pal, here's today's question. Would you rather spend your vacation exploring every corner of Oahu, or would you happily spend 5 straight days never leaving Aulani? We genuinely love to hear your answer because most of the time it's a little bit of both.
Yep, that's kind of where I fall on this, and we were talking about this before we started the episode, is how we feel like Aulani is the maybe the great end to an overall greater Hawaiian vacation, and then at the end you spend 4 or 5 nights at Aulani
Right.
soaking up the relaxation. So Ryan, after talking through everything today, I can understand definitely why so many families go once and immediately start planning their return trip to Aulani.
One of those rare places where you don't feel rushed. You don't feel like you're checking boxes. You're just enjoying being together.
And I feel like that is what every vacation is supposed to feel like.
Now, next week, we are going to go to another island paradise, the
Nice.
Galapagos. Galapagos is a totally different experience, and I can't wait to talk about that next week on One Slice at a Time.
Guys, if you've enjoyed today's episode, please go subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast.
And for more travel inspiration planning tips, and yes, more pizza analogies. Oh, we were short on pizza analogies this
We didn't
particular
do very many.
episode.
We're going to have to bump it up,
Yeah.
double up next
Oh,
episode.
yeah. Yeah. Watch out, Galapagos. We're going to bring the pizza puns next episode. Anyway, if you want all that, go subscribe to our show at extracheese.fun and subscribe to our newsletter.
All right, Ryan, before we go, I'm sure that you're not driving 45 minutes away from Aulani to a Brick Tavern, but I'm sure you probably got some good pizza really close to you. So what's for dinner tonight?
Spending an hour talking about Hawaii between our pre-show and this show and everything, I suddenly am feeling like Hawaiian pizza just to start an
Sir,
argument on the internet.
you can start an argument right now.
I
You're
know, I
trying
know,
to
I know.
divide up the pizza pals.
Pineapple
Pineapple
belongs
or
in.
no?
Yeah, yeah, no, no. It's actually a no for me. But
I
pineapple
know.
definitely belongs in Hawaii. Whether it belongs on pizza, it's a no from me. It's a no from Stephanie. But we'll let the audience, the pizza pals, can settle that argument.
Thanks for joining us, Pizza Pals. Until next time, keep traveling the world.
One slice at a time.
Have a good week. Bye.
Bye.